sort of overloads on this effect post board, and Empty the Warrens is a really, really awkward card against the Enchantress deck.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you can really do it. You just want, like, a lot of Chain of Vapors, I guess.
Yeah, Chain of Vapor is your best card by far.
Yeah, in terms of, like, interaction.
Yeah, and it stinks because you can't really play... You usually play, like, 2 Chain of Vapors or something like that.
Okay.
Look, man, you gotta... When you interact... Your interaction is stopping your opponent from interacting. We'll see if Simon draws a Trinisphere this game. That'll be pretty interesting. Trinisphere,
That would be good.
Trinisphere is a hammer, man. Kevin mulled to 5 that game.
He did. And he was on the play.
Storm was great, and missed his first land drop.
Yes. I don't know if that speaks more to the strength of Storm or to the
weakness of Simon's draw.
Yeah.
Simon's draw was pretty poor.
I mean, I think that's a keep. Turn 0 ley line and some amount of Enchantress effects.
Yeah. I think he has to keep it. Like, he just didn't draw an enchantment.
Yeah.
Like...
So for game 3, Simon on the play, which is definitely valuable. I mean, his nut draw is turn 2 Trinisphere, which is pretty potent here.
Oh yeah, turn 2 Trinisphere is real good.
You see Simon on a mulligan. Didn't see any explicitly hate cards, and it looks like he's mulliganing.
He had a Sterling Grove.
Yeah, he had Sterling Grove, Eidolon of Blossoms.
Yeah, no, the old Eidolon of Blossoms. It is Eidolon of Blossoms is a one of in Simon's deck.
Yeah.
My favorite part about it is that sometimes he can't cast it because if it dies and he replenishes, then he'll deck himself.
Yeah.
Which is something I've seen come up.
Yeah.
Against Cataclysm specifically.
It's realistic.
All right, let's see if this Mold of 5 is anything good.
Has a Trinisphere.
There's a Stony Silence.
Does it have mana?
Wait.
Nope.
And
Maybe not. Maybe didn't have mana.
must not have had mana. Down to 4 cards. Simon going deep.
So the best he could hope for from 4 cards: Leyline, Forest, Wild Growth, Trinisphere, and draw land. Something like that.
Yeah, that sounds basically ideal. Maybe 2 lands, Enchantress, Leyline is his best draw.
Sure.
Also.
Sure.
Yeah, anything like that. We'll see. It's hard. Hard to
Yeah.
put these hands together. It is 4 cards.
It is.
Not to mention that Kevin has a duress.
There's Trinisphere. Okay, going to 3.
Going to 3.
Good grief.
Wow. I admire Simon's tenacity. I usually just keep any 4 cards.
Yeah. The story would be great if he did win on a Mold of 3.
It's true. He's also playing Eidolon in his deck because it's just another good Enchantress effect to have. He's come around on the card a
It's
bunch.
the next best one. That's no lands.
To 2
Going
cards,
to
huh?
2. He has to keep 1. He's looking for Leyline.
This is like mulliganing to Bazaar.
Yeah, except you don't get to...
Except you don't win the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've definitely seen the old mulligan to 1 and they hit the Bazaar on their 1 card.
Do
I've
they
seen it.
actually just win? They don't, right?
No, but they can't win without it.
Okay.
They sometimes do. You can very easily win on a mulligan to 2 with Bazaar.
Sure. Yeah, you just need to hit a Dredger in the top 2 cards. What on earth?
We're going to 1.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. At least we get a show out of it.
Yeah.
It's sort of a show in the sense that we get to watch someone shuffle.
He should flip the top card.
I think Simon has already given up.
I think that's a safe bet.
He just wants to shuffle and hope that his 1 card is Leyline.
He's putting on a show for the camera.
Yes.
Of Simon shuffling.
How to shuffle?
And Kevin's giving us a demonstration of how to look at your hand for 5 minutes.
It's more like, yeah, so I think Kevin has thought of every possible line with his hand at this point.
All right. Let's flip the top card and see if it's a Leyline.
Leyline. Scry.
Land.
Oh, jeez. Of course. It'd be so great. It'd be so great if Kevin just killed him on turn 1.
Yeah, that'd be...
He's got a probe. Kevin's is not even fast. He's just gonna like
There is no rush.
ponder on turn 1. Let's find an Infernal Tutor. Ad nauseum. That'll do it. He's got a Dark Writ.
There is a way that Kevin could lose this game.
There is always a way with ad nauseum. We'll see what he wants to do. I mean, I would be shocked if he doesn't keep this ad nauseum available. He'll never take damage. It's going to draw him a million cards. Simon drawing an actual mana source.
Probably the best possible draw.
I think we're going to see a turn 2 Brainstorm here from Kevin. He's got the fetch land to make it perfect.
This is every Storm player's wet dream. Simon already signing the match. Nope.
Trying to figure
I
out
mulliganed.
2-1.
Yeah.
But I
think it was right.
think I'm
gonna lose. Oh, good. Get there. Okay.
But I think I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, maybe.
He'll be wrong.
I believe in Kevin's ability to not kill himself with ad nauseam. That came
Right here?
out quite nicely.
This is optimism at its finest.
Yep.
So that's a man staring a car that's like coming right at him and saying, you know, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll bounce off.
Yeah.
I'll get back up.
Did Kevin fetch before he... Oh, no, it's the second Brainstorm.
Kevin has a million cards in hand.
Oh, he's resolving a Brainstorm.
He is.
Oh, his hand's just
Just a lot of stuff.
literally unbeatable.
Yeah.
He can cast Ad Nauseam this turn.
Yes.
He's just not going to, because he doesn't need to.
He just kills next turn.
There's not a single card Simon can put into play that will stop him from killing him next turn.
Correct.
With 1 mana. Even a Grafdigger's Cage will not stop him.
Maybe he's going to kill him right now.
He could Ad Nauseam this turn. Yeah, I think he's just going to. Storm is 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. You don't need to.
Yeah.
But he does have the Past Flames in his hand, so they're like
Yes.
very few bricks. This is a way you can lose the game, is if you go for it here. I will say. Yeah, alright.
Boom.
Simon has hit
He's drawing
twice.
basically perfect.
Yeah, so
Outside of the not getting the turn 0 ley line.
and out of the mulliganing to 1, would you say that's drawing perfect? Or?
Yeah. Well, he did that to himself.
Yes, I agree. I think right now we're just going to Ad Nauseam. Ad Nauseam is basically Spoils of the Vault for Lions at Island here.
Yep.
Storm is 1. Storm is 2.
Okay.
4 mana, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Yeah, this game. I mean, he can also tutor for another one if he wanted to. He's probably gonna tutor. He's probably gonna do this and then tutor for the other.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Come on, Kevin. Yeah, just cast Ad Nauseam. Doesn't make any difference.
Boo.
Kevin at 19,
Taking the easy mode,
18.
the lazy mode. Alright,
I would just stop there. You have 2 probes. You have an LED. This game's extremely over.
Ad nauseum, also known as divination. Alright, that's fine.
16. Like, all these cards are good.
Are we seeing
15.
how much we can storm for?
Oh yeah, let's have some fun. He's got 3 probes. Come on. There are no dead draws.
Correct.
Like, come on. Now
LEDs.
we're just showing off.
Yes. Kevin content with drawing 6.
Ad Nauseam's great. Lions at Diamond. Sty Silence would be great this game.
It would be. Although, Kevin probably could have killed the... Oh, no. Turning off Lotus Petal would have been very good.
Cabal Writ.
5 mana. Lots of mana.
Probe.
Is he even going to draw the cards?
Maybe, eventually. No, he didn't even draw the card. It is completely irrelevant what happens here.
Alright. I think the match is over.
Storm taking this one down in 3 games.
This matchup seems good for Storm.
It is.
But
But that's because Storm doesn't have bad matchups.
sure.
Do you not believe me?
I think Grix's Delver is probably pretty rough, right?
It's okay. It's fine.
How about Bug Delver?
That's probably the roughest of the Delver decks.
Yeah. Because of Hymnotorok?
Hymnotorak and any deck that pressures you from multiple angles of disruption
Yeah.
is frustrating to play against.
Not just counter spells.
Exactly. So, like, the reason I like playing against Rogue Delver with Storm is that it's really hard for them to beat you. Like, they have no hand disruption. They have very, very little permanent base disruption. They usually have, like, what? A cage or something like that. A null rod.
Disrupt or like Duress and Cabal Therapy are excellent there.
Yes.
You just take their forcibles.
Yes. Your game one deck, I rarely sideboard. I sideboard very little in that matchup.
Sure.
I usually sideboard in like just Chain of Vapor.
Okay.
I usually don't sideboard in Abrupt Decay or anything like that. Just because I don't want to go get green mana. Carpet of Flowers is a card I sideboard in.
Okay.
If that's available. Bug Delver can be the reason Bug Delver is the toughest is because they have both discard and soft disruption.
Yeah.
And Force of Will. Like, the decks that are most difficult to play against when you're playing Storm are decks that provide multiple forms. Like, the main three are permanent base disruption, hand based disruption, and stack based disruption.
Yeah.
Most decks in the format can only interact on about one of those angles. Like, for instance, Death and Taxes, you can only interact with permanents. Even like Maverick, even when they have like some Thoughtseize or whatever, it's basically just a permanent base disruption deck. So when you can shift your deck to approach, like when you shift your deck appropriately for game twos and threes, then you can you're basically your discard suite is your interactive cards. You just adjust those numbers.
Yep.
Like the deck is a well-oiled machine. So the goal is to like not mess with a lot of the other numbers going around. Yeah. Sometimes you cut some fast mana when you're like really intending to play a longer game. Like you don't really want Lotus Petal against Miracles, for instance.
Interesting. You just don't want the one shot.
No, there's like some interest in having it maybe because if you want to empty really fast, but I'm not a fan of empty in that matchup.
Yeah.
Like matchups where you want to be fast, like you tend to cut a land.
Right.
You cut some duresses or therapies depending on what you need. Matchups where there's a lot of graveyard disruption, you tend to cut Cabal Ritual. I've seen that happen a lot. I've done that a lot. Usually it's the discard spells that you're messing around with where you're cutting some numbers to make room for Disfigure, Abrupt Decay, Massacre, Dread of Night, that sort of stuff. You know, the cards you really like playing against.
Right.
Specifically Dread of Night and Massacre.
Yeah, Tinfin and Snowy, Phil is waxing poetic about the merits of Storm.
I love Storm.
You
I love
played
it so
Elves
much.
this weekend. Do you regret it?
No, I liked all my matchups.
Yeah.
I lost an incredibly close 3-game set against Rug Delver, where I bricked off in the second game, and then he peeled off on me in game 3. I got browned by Shardless from some very good Hymnothorax. I lost to a Nick Fit deck where...
That should never happen.
God, I don't know what happened there. It was just awful. I lost to a Gaddock in the first game.
Ooh,
That's what happened.
deck. Wow.
I just didn't do much. Hello, Raceland. I don't remember what else I lost to. It was very depressing. Hold on a second.
Didn't get there on the Mola one.
For those wondering, Simon's note said he thought he was going to get there on the mold one, and that's
Yeah, it was a very optimistic note.
it was optimistic.
So can we? Hi, hello, hi. My name is Simon.
Hi, Simon.
Simon, why did you mull the one?
I mulled to 1 because my 7 and 6 card hands did not have Leyline to Sanctity, Solitary Confinement, or Trinisphere in them.
Okay.
Any one of those 3 cards on the play I would have capped.
What was your 5-card hand?
My 5-card hand had no lands.
And your 4-card hand?
Had no lands in it.
I would have kept 4 no lands.
I feel like 1 Leyline is better than 4 no lands.
I disagree.
Also, my 4-card hand, by the way, was 2 Enchantresses, a Sterling Growth, and a Wild Growth.
I would have immediately kept that hand.
Hand's
If you draw a
unkeepable.
land,
He just fucking kills you. Like, I just die on turn 2. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean,
whatever. A ley line's not good enough anyways.
I want to put it out there. I won game 1, okay?
He said he walked by and you had a solitary in play. I'm assuming you also had Enchantress in play.
No, I cast the Blind Solitary on turn 2 and got there because I'm awesome.
How?
I don't know. And literally,
I also don't know.
Any Trinisphere or enchantment that costs less than 4 mana, and I would have won game 2. But that's fine, because that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I liked the old triple Argothian Enchantress, the old no enchantments Enchantress deck.
Yeah, it was really good. And now, in case you're wondering, my enchantment ratio goes down by 1 when I sideboard against this deck.
Okay.
So that was really bad.
I think you also just got unlucky.
I don't know. I mean, Kevin lost game 1, which is ridiculous on the play. He lost game 1 on the play.
Wow.
And then mulled
That's
to
shocking.
5 in game 2. Well, so the thing is, the
He multiplied by game 2 and then like won pretty easily.
Yeah,
because
right.
but I think it's more of an effect of how badly you drew.
Well, it's like I had the nut draw, right? Like I had the hand that I kept in game 1 had an Enchantress, enough lands to cast the Enchantress, a Solitary, and a Sterling Grove. And the Enchantress that I had was Eidolon of Blossoms, which is the best one for that scenario.
Yes.
Because you can get a second Enchantress effect off the Sterling Grove from its own draw trigger.
Yes.
But that said, it was my insane run goods couldn't carry over to the second and third game of the match.
Very
Anyway,
unfortunate.
We're right. Trinisphere is definitely good enough. I could have won that match easily.
I think it's very good. Someone should warn us when the round is over because no one did that last round.
But you guys are such engaging talking heads.
Yeah, we're doing our best. Simon, would you like to let us know when this round is over?
Not a chance. I
Simon.
don't want to deprive them of this key talk radio.
Thanks, Simon.
You're welcome.
Simon Camero, everyone. Excellent.
Give us very aptly comments. Is some guy playing Enchantress badly again? Yep.
He's not playing badly. I mean, like, I think I would have. I don't know. I'm adamantly against mulling to less than 4.
Yes.
I just won't do it. I'll keep 4 cards, no lands almost every time.
4 is a good number.
What? Oh, there you go.
You want to go?
Yes.
Okay. I'll stay here.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you, Cam. Alright, we're moving to round 3 in just a minute here. Phil's out in the field picking a match. I imagine he'll try to pick some of the people who are 2-0, but you never know. I think the turnout is a little light this week. I think some people might be a little burned out after St. Louis last week. Indianapolis is coming up this weekend, but I think we still have maybe 16 people or so. Last week, though, we had like 24 or something. It was a really good turnout. TX Rager, I didn't see any Mud players myself tonight. I know Mark is not here tonight, but more people have been picking up Mud, so there might be one. I can't say for sure myself, though. Oh, and yeah, it's a good time to call out. So up at the top here, you can see that this stream is hosted by MTG CardMarket, a store in Chicago, Illinois, on the north side of the city. If you guys are going to GP Seattle the weekend after this, they will actually be vending on site there at the Legacy GP. Jameson, one of the owners here, will be in attendance. He's the one with the blue mohawk, so you'll be able to recognize him. And if you guys like the stream, it's a great time to go up, introduce yourself to Jameson or the other guys working there. They all know about the stream, pretty familiar with us, me and Phil commentating. And, you know, tell them if you like the stream, ideas for like improving it, what you'd like to see. And yeah, any support in terms of just like interest goes a long way with keeping this going. So that'd be awesome. Also, following the stream helps. Let's see. Yeah, so we have at least one person in the chat in the area. Yeah, so we get a lot of turnout for Thursday nights here for Legacy. We also have a good turnout for Modern. We stream on Wednesdays, also 7:30 Central Time. And yeah, I mean, always feel free to come out. The more the merrier. And the payout's very good. Who do we got?
Kyle Houtman.
Okay.
Andrew Bowman.
Tezzeret and Lands.
Sneak and Show.
Sneak and Show and Lands.
Someone's gonna get their shit blood mooned. This is what I expect.
Sounds great.
You know, it's weird. In Modern, I have a bit of a disdain for Blood Moon. Like, it's just kind of, it's the stupid necessary evil, right?
Yeah.
Like, because the big mana decks can be very obnoxious and powerful,
Yeah.
And non-interactive. So you play in turn a non-interactive enchantment that just
Yeah.
doesn't let them cast spells. In Legacy, I kind of like it.
Get him.
It's just be mean. Legacy's the format where you're allowed to be mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Does it in part have to do with the fact that in Legacy you play decks where Blood Moon's not good against you, so you don't even care?
No, it has nothing to do with my deck choice. Because I've both played Blood Moon and played decks that like are bad against Blood Moon. I've been Blood Moon when I played the Grixis Pyromancer deck. I got Blood Mooned.
You deserve that.
I Pyroblasted something.
Ooh.
My opponent top deck dig through time and I Pyroblasted it, and I was like, well, just need to draw
That's
a
it.
Hydroblast that I can't cast. But yeah, no, that was it. There's the only spell I could cast Pyromancer. and
Sure.
then he cast
Killed you.
No, Entreat the Angels. I mean,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, that
but
killed
like,
you.
I've had it happen where Blood Moon does things.
Yeah.
I've also just like also never been Bug Guy.
Okay.
Like Bug Guy hates Blood Moon.
Yes.
But whatever, man. This format. Like you can wait. You can just like win a game when your opponent has no lands in play.
Yeah.
Like you can win a game.
There are
Also win a game without
many
playing
decks
land.
that are designed to basically do that.
Yep. This is the format where you can do stupid things. Like it just feels. It honestly feels mean in Modern sometimes.
Blood Moon is one of the less obnoxious sideboard cards.
I mean,
Maybe.
if you're playing Affinity, you get Stony Silenced.
Like in Legacy.
Oh, in Legacy?
There's like, I guess there's Choke in Modern too.
Oh,
There are
yeah.
a lot of really obnoxious. I mean, Leyline of Sanctity is obnoxious. Like, all this stuff is obnoxious.
There are really, really good sideboard cards. All right.
Yeah.
They exist.
Dread of Night exists.
Oh man.
That one's not cool.
Ethersworn Canonist. Like there are all these powerful cards. People do it. It's fine.
Houtman's hand looks like a mess.
It's going away right
There's
away.
just no lands, I think. Maybe,
All right.
maybe one land.
So I'd have to imagine that this matchup, unless Houtman's very fast, it's got to be real tough game one.
Yeah, Mazavith seems hard to beat.
Karakas.
Okay. Mazavith, Caracas.
Mazavith is not
Rich
that
and
hard.
Import?
Mazavith's not that hard to beat.
Okay, because you just Grizzle Brand. Oh, you
Other
said
one.
Mercola.
Other
Okay,
one,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Sure, so Caracas. I mean, I don't know. Land seems very specific cards.
yes, I agree. But if they get them, I think they're going to be in a like pretty favored in this sort of matchup.
Sure.
Let me just reset the clock here. Got it this round. We're good.
BMC Grail says Dread of Night is the best.
It is the best.
It's probably my single most hated card.
Real
In Magic.
In Magic?
What is yours?
Most hated card?
Yeah.
It's a really tough
It's
question.
like the one you have the most visceral reaction
Sensei's
to.
Divining Top.
Okay.
It took me a second. I can't believe it took me that long, honestly.
Yeah, it needs to be like a gut reaction, you know?
What did... Oh, Patrick Sullivan had the best description. Oh. Sensei's Divining... Sensei's Divining Top is a horror show. It is a nightmare without end. And that is exactly how I feel about it. God, that card is...
It's because Patrick Sullivan is so old and close to death. Like, he can't give up that much more of his life.
I mean, I do... I empathize with that because I feel like when I watch Sensei's Divining Top, I lose years of my life.
You just have to
at an
play very
accelerated pace.
fast.
How many Miracles players do you know that play really fast? What
know.
percentage?
I think me learning Miracles is going to make me play faster.
Yeah, I think anyone learning Miracles will make them play faster. But how many people, again, roughly what percentage do you think actually play that fast enough?
I don't know. I think a lot of Miracles players get draws because their opponents don't play fast enough.
That's still their fault.
It is.
Call a judge.
I understand, but it's still the case, I think. Maybe not. BMC Grail, you and I are two different people.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like lands.
That's a very pretty forest.
Mm-hmm.
I like beating lands.
Ooh, exploration.
This is the start that you want with lands. This card is, like, I don't know. It's so... this deck is so different between... Exploration is to this deck what Aether Vial is to Death and Taxes.
I think Kyle's 4-card hand, unless that's a Misty Rainforest. Is that a Misty?
I think it's a Misty and not...
A Grizzlebrand?
Yeah.
If that was, I was going to say, if his friggin' 4-card hand is Show and Tell, Force of Will, and Grizzlebrand, I'm just going to quit.
Wow, and he forced...
Exploration.
Show and Tell, yeah. I like that.
Exploration is so good in that
It's
deck.
so good.
It's just, like, the deck is, like, pretty grinding and unrelenting when it's just doing normal things. But when it has Exploration, like, you're getting Wastelanded and ported every turn then.
Yeah.
It's just too much to fight through. So I like that Force of Will. And
Yeah.
then, he has the Mox Diamond discard. Ooh, look at that Dark Depths.
You have an...
Another Mox Diamond?
Does he have the Loam?
Oh my god, this is a great
He
hand.
does.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
gross.
Andrew's hand is super good.
Man, yeah. If Exploration had resolved, he would have just gone off.
So interestingly enough, Kyle topped Force of Will off of his Scry.
Weird.
I think his last card is Petal.
Ugh.
This is a cycling of Tranquil Thicket.
Helpman is in trouble.
That's one way to put it. So Bowman did not dredge Life from the Loam.
BMC Grail is giving me the business in chat.
I agree. It's just good, honest fun. You know, you're playing creatures.
Yeah.
You're playing some removal spells, some things for your creatures to wear,
Yeah.
some random artifact that doesn't do anything.
Which one is that?
Exactly. Yes.
I think you're referring to Phyrexian Revoker.
Sure, yeah. Whatever you want to say.
It doesn't do anything, but it also stops your opponents from doing something.
What, Aether Vial?
No,
Oh,
Revoker.
okay. Oh, okay.
Aether Vial is Black Lotus every turn.
Oh, yeah, that's every turn Black
Every
Lotus.
turn, if you want it.
All right, so Andrew gambling for something and discarding Stage to the gamble. Okay, so he played Depths this turn. Get those ice counters on there.
Yeah.
I think he has a Tranquil Thicket in his hand. Yes, he does have Tranquil Thicket. So he's going to dredge Loam in a second. Kyle fetching immediately after his draw. Have to imagine this getting a basic, and it is. Yeah, Andrew's just going for as fast a 2020 as he can get.
Makes sense.
If he wanted to play like a very slow game, I think having the Dark Depths makes him want to do this. He could have gone for Caracas if he really wanted to play a grindier game against Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Sneak Attack, a Volcanic Island, and a Brainstorm. These cards are fine. This is the problem though. Like Kyle, because he Force of Will, since he has no show and tell, he has to put together both the pieces of his combo before Andrew puts a 2020 into play.
Yeah.
And ideally, it has to be. If it's Sneak Attack, then he has to find both of his creatures. He needs that Emrakul. The goal is to get Emrakul in play as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty horrendous spot for Outman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Draw off Ponder. Found a Misty Rainforest and another pass.
That was a good find, but
Let's see. Bowman going to cycle Tranquil Thicket
Sure.
and replaces draw with Life from Loam, Taiga, Mox Diamond, and a second Loam going to the yard. Second Loam is pretty great
yeah,
here.
you dredge second loam, right?
Oh, he's just got another
Wow.
Tranquil Thicket, yeah. Dredging.
He's really just looking for stage. Oh
For
no, he
Catacombs,
has stage.
and Taiga. No, he just wants both Loams.
Sure.
Now this way, if Kyle Force of Will's the first one,
Okay.
then he could just cast the second one. Well, if he draws land.
Yeah.
There's a
Punishing
Fire.
Not as good.
That's got to be the first card he sideboards out.
It seems likely. I don't think there are any hate bears to expect in this matchup.
None at all. All right, Andrew going for Tranquil Thicket, Thespian Stage, and something else that doesn't matter.
Probably another thicket.
Both stages.
Or maybe a Taiga. No.
Taiga?
Taiga.
There we go.
Taiga.
You tried.
Taiga.
It was close.
Did he just choose two?
No, he got 2 stages.
Okay. Oh, wow. Jeez.
You could just cast another Loam here. Doesn't even matter.
That's a very nice altered forest.
Right?
It looks great.
Andrew's got a lot of pretty sweet altars. His Taigas look great.
Yeah.
I think he's just decided he wants to play this Loam, and he just doesn't want to. Not a big deal. If if Kyle casts Show and Tell, Andrew could put in a land and make the 2020 this turn.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
lands.
off the table.
Oh, lands.
I'm glad
Hey!
it exists.
Sneak Attack. That's a good draw.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a really good draw. So now Kyle just has to run it out, right?
Yeah. He's gonna be too slow, though, right?
Not if he top decks Grizzlebrand.
True.
If he draws Grizzlebrand and then draws into Petal and
Emrakul.
then I
Yeah.
think he can win.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, he will win.
Yeah. And he passes.
What? What?
Is he trying to do it all next turn? Seems unlikely.
I'm not sure. He has the City Trader still, I believe.
Yeah.
Because now he's just going to be 2020 this turn.
Is he just scared of getting, like, hoarded? I don't understand.
I'm
Hoard
unsure
just
as well.
wasn't going to happen, though.
Well, there's no port.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could have brought it back.
Oh, sure. Let's see if Andrew plays Mana Bond this turn. Probably, right?
Why not?
I mean, you just don't put anything into play. He's two Loams in his hand. Now he just says go, and now he has stage and another stage in play if anything goes wrong. Yeah, I think Kyle needed to play that sneak attack last turn, excuse me. I don't know if he top decked the Grizzlebrand, but he's just going to scoop him up in the face of a lethal Merit Lage. Game 1 going to Lands. Lands is a pretty good deck, which is, I don't know, difficult for me to admit.
Feingersh in the chat calling both of these decks bad decks by implication.
I think both of these decks are doing some pretty, goofy, terrible things.
These decks are both pretty busted in their own ways.
There's what is busted about Lands. Lands is just like a prison deck. It's like I think it's the best prison deck you can play.
By
in the format.
far the best prison deck.
It's without playing like any really prison-like cards. I don't know.
Rishon Import's a prison card.
I guess so. Yeah, Rishon Import and I don't know. I guess the fact that you play more ports and wastelands than anyone effectively.
Also Tabernacle
and Mazavith.
Yeah, these are all prison-y cards.
Yeah. Yeah. Both of these decks all have 0 Llanowar elves, and it's pretty upsetting.
Doesn't elves also sometimes have 0 Llanowar elves?
I haven't played Llanowar elves in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe like a year, but Llanowar elves is great. Good magic card. You can play one.
You can play one.
Or I would prefer one Fyndhorn Elves.
Not one Elvish Mystic.
If you play one Elvish Mystic, you should have your deck taken away from you. I think that's a fair assessment.
It's too good for Standard.
Yeah, exactly. And it is also too good for Legacy.
Too bad for Legacy.
If you show up with an Elvish Mystic in your elf deck, then you've failed me. You failed Titania.
Failed yourself.
And
really.
you've honestly hurt my feelings. I can't let that happen.
We should have a stream about ways to try to hurt Phil's feelings.
Isn't every stream about ways to try and hurt my feelings?
No, I think it's about ways to hurt mine, because everyone just rags on Death and Taxes in the chat.
No, it's just, look, you did this to yourself.
Even I am putting it down.
Again, it's not your fault.
I cast your least favorite card, your most hated card tonight.
I hate that card.
It was great.
I hate it so much.
You know how good it was?
How good was it?
It was really good.
Shocker!
It was better than Aether Vial, maybe.
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 That's all I'm getting.
It doesn't add mana.
That's true. It doesn't add mana. It just adds win percentage points.
Yeah, maybe. It got no-rodded. No-rod's going to be great against every deck I play, apparently.
TX Rager, I don't want to hear any of this apologist stuff on Elvish Mystic. If you show up with Elvish Mystic, you failed me.
Yeah.
You failed me and you failed every elf
I'm a
player.
fan of Beta, Llanowar Elf.
Or Fyndhorn. Fyndhorn Elves is
Fyndhorn Elf,
completely
sure.
acceptable. It's
Yeah.
a classic elf.
Ice Age? What set was it in?
Yeah, Ice Age.
Ice Age. I need to... Do you have some Ice Age plows? I need to get those.
No, I don't.
Okay. We can talk more about this later.
Trades? Trades? Anyone?
I haven't traded a card in a while.
Feels great. What sideboard cards do you think Andrew has? Do you think he has like the goofy Seismic Assault, or whatever Lands players are playing?
That seems not great.
I've seen it. I mean, I've also
For this matchup?
Yeah.
Just to kill them faster?
No, for Blood Moon.
Oh, God. You can board in Crozen Grip.
Oh, you do board in Crozen Grip.
Yeah.
You board in Crozen Grip, you fetch your forest.
Yeah.
But you also board in the Seismic
Okay.
Assault. I just think it's hilarious because you can fetch the forest and then you just have Lone plus Seismic Assault going.
Well, you need at least 4 cards to bring in because you're taking on all your garbage Punishing Fires.
I really thought you were going to say you need at least 4 lands to kill Grizzly with Seismic Assault. And I was like, yeah, you do. You're right.
That was the next thing I was going to say.
I hope he has some stupid card like that. Chris Anderson was looking to play Molten Vortex.
I think
Instead
it's
of
bad.
that. Seems great to me.
It's very expensive.
I'm into it.
It's easier to cast.
It is. It's way easier to cast.
Dutch253 mentions that they are looking to play Death and Taxes in Seattle. Good luck. I would look into maybe trying the red version. It might be better right now.
That was the only version that top-8'd the Open, right?
Yeah,
I think-
and only 3 copies of the deck in total made day 2. There were 2 with the red splash, 1 without.
I think the Red Splash is pretty great right
It's
now.
very good against the bug decks.
Yeah, and there tend to be... I think there's a lot of them right now. It's still really good against... It's like fine against some of the other basic list Delver decks.
It's
but
okay.
But just fine, right?
People aren't ready for it, which is part of the nice thing.
Which is kind of shocking.
Yeah.
I guess it hasn't really put up any Premier level finishes before this weekend.
No.
Certainly
it's
none
just
in
been
Grand Prix.
Bara advocating for it on the stream.
Mark
on the
Koenig?
source. Yeah.
God, the source.
It's kind of tailed off. The Death and Taxes thread is off of tier 1 and it's off of page 1 on the established archetypes. It makes me really sad.
Oh, good stuff.
I feel like the world is slipping away from me.
Cossack looks pretty good. Ponder, a Pithing Needle.
Game 2.
He could do things. Game 2 going. He's on the play.
Yeah.
Both players kept their 7.
Kept 7s. There's been a lot of mulliganing so far tonight.
Mostly by Simon.
I mean, Howman mulled a 5.
Yes, he did mold a 5.
Also in match 1, Ned won on a mulled a 5. Kyle mulled a 5 the next game.
Oh, wow, yeah.
There have been a lot of mulligans.
Oh, Andrew does have Sphere of Resistance in his hand. If he's able to get that down this turn, with maybe a Mox Diamond, would be pretty good map. Just a Grove and a pass. It's kind of funny that you have to have Grove in your deck. I guess it's basically just another Taiga.
Yeah. I could see in this matchup maybe trimming some number because you're not punishing firing at all. I don't know if you can really afford to cut lands for spells. I don't know if that's going to be how it works.
I don't know how many spells... I don't know how many lands you can cut that actually tap for mana.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there really aren't a ton that actually tap for mana in your deck. Sorry, I guess there's only a set number. But alright, Kyle bottoming both with Preordain, drawing a Ponder. We get to see the beautiful interaction right now of bottom... Okay, no, he's not going to do it. I was going to say, bottom 2 cards with Preordain, and then immediately shuffle your library.
Sure.
Feel great. See those cards again.
Combo.
Figure we're going to see a Sphere of Resistance here. Andrew did draw Gamble for turn.
Is Sphere that good in this matchup? I guess it just makes your ports better, and you have a fair amount of bad cards.
Seems good on the play.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it is otherwise. It makes all the cantrips cost 2.
Yeah, and it just accentuates the benefit of your ports.
Yes.
I think it's the real benefit, right?
Yeah, and Port is like one of your most important cards, I think.
Yeah, port's very solid here.
Just because Wasteland... Because Sneak and Show is a deck that usually plays 3, sometimes 4 basics.
Yeah.
The Mountain is like the most contested one. It's usually 3 islands.
Sure.
And a pile of volcanic islands. We'll see what Kyle wants to do this turn. He does have Ancient Tomb in his hand, as well as Brainstorm and Ponder. He can cast both. I think he's just going to look for a Blood Moon.
It would be pretty good right now. Pretty good.
It's basically good as long as you're not facing down a 20/20.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in Kyle's hand that makes him want to wait on anything here. He has Needle, which he could just name Stage, which will be good. You just want to get... I mean, within the idea of giving Andrew as many things as possible that he needs to Closing Rip.
Sure.
He could Ponder, he could Brainstorm. Kind of like Pondering. Brainstorm is also fine. He has the fetch land. Alright, he's going to take 2. I think this is indicating a Pithing Needle coming down.
Probably naming Thespian Stage.
Yes.
I would imagine. I love this card against lands. It just buys you infinite time.
Yep. Giving them as many things that they need to deal with as possible. This is a card that I was excited to include in the sideboard of Elves, specifically for this matchup.
Yeah.
What did he...
I think he wrote Thespians. Maybe he named Russian Port.
Port's an option.
Want me to go out and check? I'll go. Yeah? Alright. Bowman playing Port for the turn. It will be interesting to see if Houtman named it. Oh, D Mark says it's on Caracas. Okay. Houtman going to drop to 17 here.
Caracas.
Yeah, someone in the chat told us.
Oh, they caught it.
We are blind.
Sorry. Or at least foolish. But yeah, there's naming Caracas.
Ooh, what is this?
Ponder, probably. Brainstorm. I feel like it's been a while since Kyle's played a deck. Wait, no. Yeah, he didn't play Brainstorm in his other deck, did he?
No, you can't because you're playing Chalice.
That stinks. This is way more fun.
Yeah, Houtman played Sneak and Show and Omnitel for the longest time, then switched over to Tezzeret. Did not do so hot in St. Louis, and now he's back on Sneak and Show.
He played a lot of Tezzeret. He played like a pretty large amount of Tezzeret. He didn't play much Sneak and Show.
Solid like 3, maybe 6 months,
Something
actually.
like that, yeah. I think we're going to see another cantrip here. Yep, Ponder.
Sure.
See,
These cards are good.
at least a mountain.
My god. In those test games I was playing earlier before, I got to play Brainstorm and Ponder.
Yes.
It was magical.
Isn't that crazy? You can play those cards in Legacy. You don't have to play 1-mana, 1/1 creatures.
I had
You could do unfair things.
I had control over the amount of cards I was seeing in
Crazy.
each game.
Yeah.
I was seeing my sideboard cards more often. I blood mooned my opponent who had no basics.
Wow. How lucky.
It was really good.
I bet. All right, so Kyle keeping off of his Ponder. We'll see if he has anything to do before next turn. He has. Looks like he has at least one more land in his hand. At least something going on here. He just wants to, wait as long as possible. The downside to naming Caracas here is that Hendrik could just play Dark Depths this turn.
Yep.
He does have crop rotation.
He can gamble for it. Or no,
Well,
just crop rotate. He doesn't have gamble. Is that Punishing Fire in his hand?
oh my God, is it?
It is. What on earth?
Is it really?
I think it is.
I don't buy it. I don't even believe you.
It looked like Punishing Fire. What do you want me to do?
Oh yeah, look at this. He has depths. He can just pass.
Yep.
Make it 20/20. Yeah, I like the wait for port when your opponent has the mana out. You're like, port me. Just baiting him, hoping it's gonna work out.
Dutch 253. If you want to see my list, you can actually find it on SCG from the 5K in Indianapolis from about a month ago. It's the 12th place list. It's mono white. I changed like one card, so it was very close. I think I changed the second Sarah Avenger to a Mangara. And that was it.
Show and tell coming down for Kyle here. I'm assuming old Grizzle Daddy's coming into play. Oh, sneak attack versus basic forest.
Sure, those are even.
Activate. Put in Grizzlebrand.
Grizzle Breezy.
I think we're going to see a paying of 14 life here. Oh my God. I swear to God, if he has Punching Fire and he kills him, because he pays 14 life.
Wow. I think Bowman's trying to not poop his pants. No, he found it immediately.
Great. I'm assuming, he just put the Emrakul in play. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's what you need. I think that's like the best way to win this matchup is doing exactly that.
Sure. I mean, Bowman didn't really do anything to stop him.
No, he has slow draw. Didn't have a Mox Diamond, didn't have an Exploration or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was a little rough. A good first deck for Legacy.
Elves.
I strongly disagree. I would say...
It really depends what you want to play long term.
I like Delver. I think Delver's a great first deck for Legacy.
Like blue-red or something?
No, just play Rug.
Rug?
Whatever.
Sure.
Rug teaches you a lot.
It does.
By playing it. Really, to learn you have to play a lot of Legacy to learn about it.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much weird stuff.
Yeah, they're weird angles to shoot. Sideboard cards are really powerful.
What could he have done, Ben?
He could have
crop rotated.
for Caracas, but it was named with the needle.
He had less than 6 permanents, so he was going to die. He was not going to be able to block with, or not going to have a blocker available.
Yeah,
with
like
Merit
even
Lage.
if he crop rotates for...
He didn't have enough permanents, Ben. He was going to lose. He was going to lose to the Annihilator from the Emrakul.
Mm-hmm.
No, he definitely had. He definitely did not have enough. I think he was short.
To crop rotate for the kill?
No, to block with Merit Lage and live. Like ideally, he would want to be able to go, block the Emrakul and kill you on this crackback.
Yeah.
But I believe there were not enough permanents because he's going to lose the stage and the depths from the activation.
That is quite the epic fight.
Yeah, a Merit Lage versus Emrakul. I love that Merit Lage wins.
It is pretty cool. Well, it sort of wins. It wins if...
Oh, it wins.
If it's allowed to win.
So it wins,
It wins.
is what you're saying. You get on 2 permanents by making Merit Lage. Well, sorry, you go down 1 permanent, excuse me. Because you get the Merit Lage, but you lose 2.
He's also going to crop rotate.
Kyle did sideboard in Through the Breach. I like Through the Breach in this matchup. It's just better than Show and Tell.
Yeah. Show and Tell seems like a liability.
Sneak it. You want to kill them in like one swing.
Yeah, when they're tapped out or something.
Yep. Kyle does have Show and Tell. He has Force of Will in his hand. I believe he also has Show and Tell. Wonder if he has the Fatty. He has Grizzlebrand. This seems like a pretty good keep for Houtman here.
I think Bowman might be considering.
I
He still has Punishing Fire in his deck.
I definitely saw a punch.
I don't understand.
Ooh, I think he has turn 1 Sphere. This is like where Sphere is real good.
Uh-huh.
And Caracas,
Ooh.
jeez, that's gotta get forced, right? Yeah. Force pitching, show and tell.
Okay. This is still not a great spot for Houtman.
No, definitely not.
Staring down
Lotus,
Caracas immediately.
Lotus Spell's a good draw.
Really needs an answer for Caracas.
Needle, Blood Moon. Those are the main ways he has to beating those cards.
I wonder how many Blood Moon Sneak and Shows usually boarding. 2? 1?
2 or 3.
2 or 3. Wow.
I feel like it's usually 2. Through the Breach is in the sideboard as just another way to put a fatty into play. Like, Through the Breach Emrakul in this matchup is usually good enough to just win.
I think it's commonly also for matchups where Show and Tell is a liability.
Yeah. You, like, need it in, like, the Mirror match
Yeah.
versus Reanimator versus something like Cloud Post.
Yeah, like when they are likely to be able to use your Show and Tell.
Against you.
Yeah, you just want the one-sided effects.
Yeah, and this is oddly a matchup where that can be a liability. Your opponent could just put in a relevant land that'll either make them get closer to a Merit Lage, or just put it in like an annoying land.
Yeah.
And Andrew has the second Sphere. This is pretty brutal.
Yeah, I don't know if he has any way to actually start applying, like, get close to his own combo. Because if he gives Houtman too much time to cantrip...
Yeah, he'll just have enough mana.
Yeah.
Port's going to be good. Port's going to be very good. Kyle's got the City of Traders in his hand. He's going to slow rolls for as long as possible.
Yeah, he needs to be able to just continue hitting blue land drops.
Yes. Ancient Tomb's fine.
Yeah, Ancient Doom's fine.
Basically anything but City of Traders anymore at this
Right.
point. He can. I think he's deciding if he wants to Preordain this turn. I like the Preordain is in some of these decks. Preordain's a good Magic card. People talk about how Preordain is like pretty bad in Legacy, and I think they're just spoiled.
It's banned in Modern.
Yeah, like come on, can't play that card in any other format.
I wonder if Houtman doesn't have Blood Moon in his deck. Because he just fetched Volcanic when he didn't really need double red.
It's very possible.
I mean,
Maybe he's just playing around Wasteland.
He's likely to need double red eventually for sneak attack, but
I think he just doesn't want to get ported off of one of his colors.
okay. There's Blood Moon.
So-
Weird. All right, maybe he has another fetch. Maybe that's what
I think he found a fetch on
the
top of his
takeaway
library.
is.
He found,
Okay.
yeah, he found
He
fetch
already-
Blood Moon.
he
This
already
is
had one, okay.
this is gross. There's a crop rotation in Andrew's hand, so he can get basic forest. He can't cast Blood Moon this turn though.
Yeah, I mean he could, but it's gonna take him off of blue.
Seems poor.
Yeah, I think you have to wait another turn.
You definitely have to wait another turn.
Yeah. Does he have anything to do this turn?
Play Lotus Petal. Pass.
Okay.
I like playing this Lotus Petal a lot.
Sure. Yeah.
Plays around Wasteland. Is that a choke?
Also, it's going to cost you 1 mana at some point.
Is that a choke?
That would be disgusting.
Oh dear! Oh my goodness.
Choke and Blood Moon. Who wins? This is going to be a weird one.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
I think Blood Moon is still going to get cast.
Wow, he drew the mountain? Like, what do you...
What do you do?
So... What do you get here? So he's going to get Island.
I think he's going to play Blood Moon.
Do you have to? You probably have to,
You
right?
probably have to. I don't know. This is the weirdest situation. I think he's doing it.
All right. There's a
What
Blood Moon.
on earth? What the hell happens now?
Do the Valks untap? Can
Don't-
someone call a judge? I don't know if these Valks... They're mountains now, right? They're just not islands.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they will untap. Everything's a mountain, except for the island. This actually gains Houtman mana.
Yeah. Gains him red. Yeah, this is good for Houtman.
Yes, he has Through the Breach in his hand, so this is
He's
good.
getting close to that ish.
This is
and
great.
Bowman's pretty shut off. Like if he can't find basic forest.
No, he has Mox Time.
Oh, okay.
He needs
So
to find
he
just
can-
grip.
He can crop. No.
There's nothing he wants to crop rotate for. He just
Yeah.
wants grip. The ice counter is still coming in. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. What?
I've got these ice counters on my mountain.
What on earth?
What a fun game.
This is psychotic.
I think we're describing what happens here.
This is why Blood Moon is fun in Legacy.
Yes!
And Choke.
I think this is great.
I've never seen this.
Alright.
So they're figuring out what happens here. Yeah.
That's
so,
an island. The rest of those are mountains.
Okay. So the volcanics will untap because they're actually mountains.
Yes. Is this a crop rotation for another forest? Or is Andrew just going to pass? But I don't think crop rotation does anything for you here.
Not really.
He might have... See, he's punishing fire. Why is punishing fire in his deck? I really don't get it.
Is it to, like, kill Jace the Mind Sculptor?
That's a good reason.
I can't think of anything else.
Jace, I mean, Sneak and Show does play a couple...
Right.
Often plays a couple Jace, and, like, the lands is super soft to Jace.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. That's okay. Honestly, I'm fine with that reason.
Yeah,
as long
yeah.
as there's a reason.
Like, there might only be, like, 2 copies, and it just happens to have come up multiple times. So
Yeah,
it looks like there's maybe more than there actually are in the deck. So, yeah, Houtman just needs lands.
Any lands.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, they're all mountains.
If he gets if he gets to 5, he'll probably just fire it off and Grizzlebrand him.
Oh yeah. I think absolutely, and just draw some cards.
Yeah.
There's no way he doesn't just get there from that point.
He just wants to find Sneak Attack and Emrakul him, I would think. Actually, he has to get to 6 because of Sphere of Resistance.
Correct.
Sorry.
Here's an exploration, which does a whole bunch of nothing.
Whole lot of... Yeah, Houtman seems far, far ahead, unless a...
Grip shows up.
Yeah, specifically Grip.
That is a card. That is an interesting card.
That is a reason to have held lands.
Oh my god, is he just gonna go for it now?
I think you wait a turn.
I feel like you want to wait a turn. I feel
You
like...
want to increase your odds.
I mean, you gain 8 percentage points
Yeah.
if you wait this turn, which is not a ton.
But it's also, like, think about it from Houtman's side. Like, he's gonna needs 2 more lands to do anything relevant.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh,
like,
man.
either Sneak Attack is gonna be a net of... You need 6 mana because of Sphere Resistance.
Yeah. Let's see if... Andrew, by the way, did get Corrosion Grip. Let's see if he hits here. One interesting card that I don't know if Andrew's playing is Riftstone Portal. Man, that's a sweet card. Chris Anderson, I know, is playing it this weekend. I love this card. This is a sweet card.
It's something.
I think this card... The fact that it turns all your Mazaviths and Dark Depths into lands that tap for mana
Yeah.
is a pretty big deal.
It's solid.
Alright.
Chris, a guy who changes Legacy decks a lot, and still does well.
He's been playing lands quite a bit recently.
In olden days, he only played elves.
Oh, man. Got the Punishing Fire. That is incredibly good news for Andrew. Maybe you're just supposed to... Maybe you're... I like how he put the... Nope. Nope.
Island. Yep.
There you go. Someone's watching, making sure that's...
I don't think you do it immediately.
No, you definitely wait.
But
In fact,
I
he
also
doesn't even
think
need to do anything
Houtman
now.
probably knows that he probably went for Grip.
Oh, what else would
Right?
you go for?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So now Houtman seems kind of screwed.
All it took was that grip. What does Kyle even do here?
Because now, well...
He's going to get... Well, there's no stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is a crop rotation.
Yes.
Wow, he hit the actual best card. And the actual, best card for Bowman by hitting the...
Punishing Fire?
Yeah, because he left him with crop rotation and Cruising Grip.
Yeah, the 2 cards he wanted to be left with.
Yeah, although he can't cast both because of how he tapped.
Yes.
Andrew tapping a little poorly here. I think he should have tapped the port.
Because he could have tapped anything for red mana.
Yep.
Yep.
And now he can't crop rotate in a turn. Although crop rotating in a turn doesn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
I'm crazy.
Because he doesn't have enough mana.
He actually might be able to kill him end of next turn.
Oof. What is Houtman going for?
3 mana.
It costs 4.
4 mana. Yep, there we go. 4.
Yeah. This is going to get ugly.
This is a Grizzlebrand in the play, but it's going to get Caracas.
He just wants to draw 7.
I think he has to.
The problem is he's going to not get to untap anything except 2 lands.
Yeah, this Cruising Grip is just going to be an absolute beating.
Yeah. I think Bowman thinking about whether he wants to do this now or later.
I think you just let him do it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Like, the only card that Kyle could have that deals with choke is Wipe Away.
Mm-hmm.
And that costs 3 mana.
Right.
He's already used 2 Lotus Petals at this point. So Kyle's going to be drawing 7 cards here.
Oh, this is a good point. Jay Winters says the mistap wasn't really a mistap anyway.
Good point. Yeah, he's a mana short of casting both. Miscounting with Sphere constantly. As is often the case. Same with Thalia. People just tend to forget.
Except me.
Well, yeah,
If it's Thalia. If it's Sphere, I'll forget.
of course.
That one doesn't matter.
All right, Andrew's going to get to... do you think he probably does Crows and Grip end of turn. You're like with Sphere out, you just don't have a lot of room to cast your spells.
You use the mana best.
This is insane for Andrew. He gets to go Crows and Grip Blood Moon, untap, bounce your Grizzlebrand, and Wasteland you.
Yep.
Could even port.
If he even wants. I mean, he's gonna just go for the combo, I would think. Well, there might be forcibles now, I suppose.
I feel like this is the point where you don't really want a combo.
Yeah. Just wait.
Kyle going to his end step. Andrew's just going to Crows and Grip. That happens. Kyle's still got a discard. Yeah, keeping. Looks like he's going to discard a couple Grizzlebrands.
Sure.
This is where you need to throw some Woodfall Primuses in your sideboard. Show and tell that baby in.
Mm-hmm.
Crocus that. Can't do it. Grove is a great card to sacrifice to crop rotation.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna see Crocus go. I might do it on upkeep.
One play Andrew could make is if he really wants to resolve.
Doesn't really matter.
If he really wants to resolve crop rotation, is he could port Scalding Tarn
Yeah.
and then respond by crop rotating so that Kyle is not able to force a will.
Yeah.
I don't know how interested he is in
I
that.
don't know either, but yeah, that is an interesting option.
He probably has to wasteland the City of Traders, right?
I would imagine it's letting Houtman do a lot more than he would be able to otherwise.
Yep. All right, so Croc is getting activated, targeting Grizzlebrand. Let's see if Kyle wants to go down to 3 here. I feel like he doesn't need to, or I feel like it doesn't really accomplish much. Houtman's in a real tough spot facing down this choke.
Yeah. Gamble was a great draw.
Yes. He's going to get the Mountain this turn. He's going to get City of Traders, and he's going to get whatever the Scalding Tarn can fetch, probably, which is either an island or a volcanic island. So
Sure.
he's going to have as many as 4 mana next turn versus a Sphere. So
And
about
Rishon Port plus
Wasteland.
Rishon, yeah. Port plus choke is messed up.
Yeah, it really is.
You don't get it at all.
All right, Crocus abilities resolves. Yeah, 3 is certainly dangerous. Sneak and Show does only play 1 mountain, sometimes 0.
Yeah, we see Wasteland go after City of Traders. Makes sense.
I think we'll see him port the mountain too.
Yep. So Houtman's only mana source is going to be Scalding Tarn.
Yep. How sick would it be if Anders had if instead of drawing that Grove, he drew another port? So you could go port Scalding Tarn and then port the land he gets, and then never untaps.
Yeah, it'd be gross. I mean, end step, we're going to see port on Scalding Tarn here anyway.
Yeah, for sure. See if Kyle can even do anything this turn.
And Houtman's probably going to have to just let port on Scalding Tarn happen. Because at least then it untaps.
He can't do it on end step. He's got
Bowman's going to do it.
Bowman doesn't have a port.
Oh, I thought he had 2 ports.
No.
Sorry.
Only 1. I don't think... I like Urborg, but I prefer Riftstone Portal. I think Portal's just so sweet.
It's a lot cooler.
Yeah, that's the main reason why. Like, look at that art. That's all I need.
Yeah. It's great.
I'm a simple guy.
Judgment was a great set.
Kyle going to his end step, discarding Emrakul and a Grizzlebrand, shuffling up.
What was the Centaur in Judgment?
Phantom Centaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pro Black.
Card was sweet.
I like that Riftstone Portal works better with Life from the Loam than Urborg does. Like, you don't want to... Like, the fact that you don't have to play it. Like, Portal, just like, you flip it over with... while you're dredging, and that's perfect. Like, you don't have to deal with, like, actually loaming it back and using a land drop on it. You ended up cutting Riftstone? Interesting. I know Chris Anderson said he really enjoyed it. Thought it was very powerful. Or very helpful. Alright, let's see what Andrew can put together this turn. I think we're just going to... Yeah, he's just going to Port Mountain and pass. I think this is where we're going to see the end step... the end step make a 2020.
Sure.
He is still exposing himself to Force of Will here, unfortunately, but I think you do it anyways just because if Kyle does tap that land for mana, it's just gone for the rest of the game. Alright. Tapping for green and colorless. Crop rotation, sacrificing Grove of the Burn Willows. And now the onus is on Kyle to counter this, or he just instantly loses the game. He says, sure. I think Kyle knows he's just dead to rights here. Unless he has something like Chain of Vapor. I don't know. Yeah, and that's going to be it.
Gross.
Man, Lance is good.
It's pretty good.
It just has some rude cards.
Tabernacle.
Sphere of Resistance.
Tabernacle,
It's a gross card.
played against too many Tabernacles in my time playing Elves.
I cannot imagine that card. It's so weird that's legal. It's a land.
It's a land.
It costs no mana.
It doesn't even tap for mana. It's like barely it's like mostly a spell, a free spell.
Card's
yeah.
messed up.
Oh, miserable. How are you doing, Kevin? Are you 2-1?
3-0.
Oh, sorry, 3-0. What did you just defeat?
Maverick. I beat Zeke.
It's good. It's a good matchup.
Beat 2 Thalias.
2 Thalias.
2 Thalias.
Did you cast
Wow.
Dread of Night?
No.
What did you cast?
Game 1, he had turned 2 Thalia, and I just like killed him 2 turns later. Just had a bunch of rituals. Game 3.
Were you
That's
just
not
like were you just
cool.
like pay 1 mana for a LED pass?
Yeah.
Pay 1 mana for a Petal pass and then kill you?
No, it was pay 1 mana for an LED untap kill.
That's like the last time. One of the times I played Storm versus Elves, I got triple therapied and he had a Thorn out, and I never removed the Thorn and killed him. That was one of the most impressive victories I've ever had with Storm. But it's similar to that, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
And then what?
Game 2, I just had like a bunch of rituals. You have Thalia, but no like second land. Play off like a death right.
Okay.
And I have like a bunch of rituals. Tutor ad nauseum. Thought seizes me, takes the tutor, and like next turn.
Takes a tutor?
Takes the tutor.
All right.
Was he he was dead if he didn't take the tutor.
That's fair. Ad nauseum is the card that usually just kills them, though.
I was at like 13.
Okay, that's fine. That makes sense.
So, like, but yeah, cast ad nauseum and appeal disfigure. I mean, I like wonky donkey stormed him out. You know.
Yes.
I like pondered using my last blue.
Yeah.
The past in flames.
Gotta find something here.
Past in flames, the 3rd card down.
Yes.
Storm 2 lands back. Yeah, there you go.
Storm is great. All right, so Kevin's going to be one of our 3-0s. The other 3-0 is Andrew Bowman. I can't imagine they will be playing. So
You should just make a play.
I
They're
can't.
like, you want to split? They're like, no.
Yeah, so I have no power to do that. That's all in Kevin's court.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I want to get some den protectors.
Sure.
I'd like to
For your sideboard?
for my main deck because I think I'm playing Landfall.
In Storm?
Great for Storm.
Are you
yes.
going?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go too. I think I'm gonna play a Tarka Red.
I was going to. And then I played the Jeskai Black matchup a lot.
It's not good.
And I like, yeah. But I think I want to play Landfall.
Don't you mean your tiller mid-range?
80% win rate versus Storm to main. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. Playing Dredge versus Storm. This is a matchup that Kevin and I have played a few times when he was playing Dredge. I can say it's extreme. From my opinion, it's exceptionally die roll dependent. It is a very, very close matchup. I've lost to Storm. I've gotten just like triple therapied on turn 2.
Sure.
Like they go like turn 1, flip over, like put something in, put some Dredger in the yard. Turn 2, looting Dredge 18,
Yeah.
and then just like 3 therapies. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I have no cards anymore, and you have like 6 zombies. Probably can't race this, and I haven't been able to. I'm a scrub. Oh, Greg.
I have Jeskai Black. I'm choosing
Had.
to lend it.
You
out.
had it. You don't have it anymore.
I gave it to someone.
Correct. You should play Landfall.
I'm gonna take it back. I'm not playing Landfall. I think that's
Why?
worse against Jeskai Black.
I think it's much better.
Why?
Abbot of Carol Keep.
There's Abbott in the other deck.
Sorry, Dem Protector.
There's Dem Protector in the other deck.
How many?
2 in the board.
Yeah, play 4 in your main deck. I think Landfall is a much better version of that deck. But I do agree. I think the matchup is also not good versus Jeskai, but at least you're better when you sideboard in 3 Outpost Siege.
Yeah, along with 11 other cards.
Like, what, 3 Rending Volleys also?
Rending Volleys, Shocks, the Outpost Sieges, Sarkin, Arc Lightnings.
Gibbous, you must be a master. Paired against Belcher round 1 and lost the die roll and 2-0'd him. Someone came up to me. Oh, one of my friends was playing Death and Taxes and came up to me and said the same thing, and I almost dropped from the tournament and like moved out of the state. I was like, this is not. I don't even want to be near you.
Alright.
This is witchcraft.
Stefan is not leaving me alone. Do you have a Dragonlord Silumgar for him to borrow?
Yes. Thank you
Bring
for
it
asking
to-
me that on
and-
stream.
Yeah, that's what I told him. Is just leave me the fuck alone. Sorry.
Why don't you just put
language.
your phone away like a normal human being? This is not a hard solution. You picked the one avenue that was most difficult.
Yeah.
You fool. But we've got looks like our round is coming to a close here. Our 3-0 players, again, Lands and Storm. Storm looking great. An exaggerated sigh and a cry of happiness for Lands. The exaggerated sigh from our resident Enchantments player, I think is the name of the deck. Selesnya Enchantments.
No.
Excuse me.
Necra.
Abzan Enchantments.
Oh my god.
You guys have the Riftstone portal up?
Yeah, Riftstone Portal. So
I actually made one today.
you did play Riftstone Portal. Okay, so we were talking about this. Chris Anderson
Yeah.
played the deck last weekend, and he said it was amazing. He said he loved it. There were a couple. We talked about the deck a bunch that day, and the things he liked mostly included, like he liked Riftstone Portal. The thing he wanted to try doing next time was he wanted to try playing Intuition. He wanted to play 2 Intuitions in his deck. I know you've done that on several
Well, I mean, at
occasions.
that point, like, it begs the question of, if you're going to play 2 Intuition, why not Teleria West?
Yeah.
Why not Academy Roots?
I think the reason is that he only for no Tularia West. It's I think he just only wants that as his only blue card. Like he wants 1 tropical in his deck, basically, is the reason. But Tularia West does seem really good, if not very slow.
Yeah, I mean, like, the benefit is really against decks that you're going to have to, like, really fight with.
Yeah, like
So-
really grinding matchups.
So, like, I love, like, the reason why I love playing the blue deck is because, like, if I go against any deck with counterspells, like, I hate getting crop rotation counterspelled. It is the blowout of all blowouts.
feels bad.
It feels so bad.
Yeah.
And Tolaria West just doesn't care. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have Stifle in order to
Yeah.
stop it, so you just get the stuff you need.
Yeah, it seems pretty strong. But yeah, we have those Lands as Andrew and Kevin, both are 3-0 players tonight. We'll have
Absolutely.
great.
Very
I've got
amiable.
4 Spheres of Resistance and 2 Trinus
Yeah.
Spheres.
We've got-
and a Chalice. That's
Watching
what
some,
I got.
got some collusion going on in the booth right now.
We can play it out if you want. I don't really know if you really have any interest in doing that, but we can split.
In any case,
Depends if they
Want me to go?
yeah, go look.
Yeah,
Go
I'll
look.
go look. I'll go look at 2 ones.
No, but yeah, like, Riftstone
See
Portal.
who Nathan's playing against.
Riftstone Portal is like an age-old lands card.
Yeah, I mean
like,
it's an old card.
old card. It
Dredge card too.
yeah, it was primarily used to like power out the Mindslaver win con back in the day, but I like it because I'm actually running. I went back to the full 4 depths, 4 stage in the main.
Oh, it seems
So,
if you're playing that many
having-
colorless lands,
Having so many
yeah.
lands that I was like, I'm even contemplating like trying to find a second, or like running a second in there, just because there's so like in that game 1, if I dredge a Riftstone Portal, I win, and I don't have to. I mean, granted, I win that game,
Yes.
but like I do it a turn faster at the very least.
Will, the reason that the lands deck tends to be favored against sneak attack is a couple reasons. One is that the mana denial is pretty great. Main deck Caracas is really great. That's one of the best ways to fight. And also you could just present a clock that sneak attack only has one way to interact with, which is Blood Moon. They have some wipeaways too, Like they can bounce your 2020, but in general, a 2020 is enough to just close the game instantly versus anything short of an Emrakul. Actual Emrakul. Grizzleband is beatable. Grizzlebrand is is not fast enough to beat the lands deck.
Yeah, in game 2, he only wins that game if you show and tells in sneak attack, Grizzlebrand,
and attacks with both
finds
creatures.
Emrakul.
Yes.
That's the way he wins that game.
Yep. Yes. Lands versus Ant is hugely favored for Ant. Yes, that is extremely
That
true.
is true.
Lands is in the category of decks that sideboards just a pile of hateful permanents against Storm, which is like a good plan. But Storm players are kind of wise to that. So they just board it. They just board out all their discard spells in the draw. You can leave in some on the play, but for the most part, you just cut all of them and you board in Chain of Vapors and Abrupt Decays. And the card that people have been seeing a lot, you might have seen a lot in Storm sideboards, is it's one of two cards, both with good.
Why don't you just bring your own mass?
Don't ask questions. This is one card which I think has
Rebuild,
the best
yes.
art out of the two. Rebuild is sweet. Rebuild is one of the more tempting options because it has cycling. The other options, which is a mana cheaper, is Hurkyl's Recall, which is a card I've played in the sideboard on numerous occasions. Hurkyl's Recall you just bounce. Hurkyl's Recall and Rebuild have the bonus of being pseudo storm builders, since you bounce your own artifacts. You bounce all your own trinkets, your petals and LEDs.
It serves the same function as Chain of Vapor to some degree.
Exactly.
In that sense of building Storm.
Yep.
I would say, being both a connoisseur of Legacy and Vintage, I would say Rebuild is more so better in Vintage.
Yeah,
In part
I think Recall is better.
In most matchups where you're going to have to be dealing with this, you're not going to have to worry about the player being hexproof.
Exactly.
And so you can target them with Hurkyl's.
Yeah,
which Rebuild allows you to not target.
Yeah, there are no matchups like no one's playing Witchbane Orb in Legacy. Even in the decks that are playing Trinisphere and Chalice.
I played against Orbs of Boarding today. You
Yes.
didn't see it, but
Wow,
My apologies, I had to pay for my creds.
great. What are we watching?
Simon. Oh, they're down there. I thought you might have looked.
Obviously not.
We should probably tell them.
Who's playing? Simon and whom?
Nick Rohr, I believe.
Oh, Nick Rohr. Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure what Nick plays.
They're both 2-1.
Yes.
I also am not sure what Nick plays. But
Is
let's.
this, what is that?
Nick usually plays aggressive decks in Modern.
Okay.
That's all I know.
This is what I bought. Do you agree with my counterspell art choice?
No,
What do you like, Ice 8? What? No. What do you like?
Tempest.
Damn.
That's always my first block.
Yeah.
I love that block. It's when I start playing
It
Magic.
has really good flavor text, though.
Oh no, the art's great. It's beautiful. I'm not gonna
I really
comment
like
too much on
Mercadian
it.
Masks.
Sound off in the chat. What's the best brainstorm art? It's an important question. I would
Brainstorm
love to
art or
know.
Counterspell art.
Excuse me, counterspell art. Are we offline? What happened here?
What happened?
I hope we didn't just drop the stream. Seemed to be going well. Nick has a main deck Flusterstorm? That's pretty sweet. Alright, he's gonna go Ponder and pass. I do not know what his deck is.
Flusterstorm, not great against Simon's deck.
It's usually a High Tide. Is where I see main deck Flusterstorm, but
Okay.
or that's basically it. I hate the dual deck counterspell art. God. This is my favorite art is this one. It's this art, this border, everything. It's the
Yeah,
one I
that's a
always
good
use.
one.
I'm also a big fan of the Legend membership one. This is that's also probably my favorite one. No flavor text also looks really good on cards a lot of times.
It does.
Not sure what the discussion is at the table right now. Yeah, Flusterstorm, by the way, if you're wondering, not a card you definitely want to board out against Enchantress. Oh, I think Nick found a Cyborg card in his main deck. I think he's playing Omnitel.
Yeah, and that was Eladamri's call.
Yes. It was definitely Aladamri's call.
Mm-hmm.
You guys talking about this dual deck one, right? I hate this dual deck one.
Yeah, and
I have a standing rule, which is anything with Jace on it looks stupid.
What about
Um,
Jace the Mind Sculptor?
Anything with Jace on it, not named Jace. But yeah, Masks is great. FNM's great. I don't know. Jace is boring. I'm not interested in Jace shenanigans. I also hate that this is so easily confused with the counterbalance art.
Yeah, that is probably the biggest reason to not do that one.
I think Nick did not unsideboard from his last round.
Yeah, it's gonna be costly.
All right, I'm gonna go see what that means.
I think
We'll see.
it looks like they're going to game 2. So this is obviously, not competitive REL, so the way that they're going to fix it is, what are they going to do?
Also not Nick Rohr.
Sorry, who is it? Okay, I was thinking, I was conflating it with another,
You fool.
I read a pairing with Nick Rohr.
Yeah, I get it. You can't read, Greg. You don't have to lie to me.
Okay.
Um,
My fault. I don't come here for Modern, so I don't know some of the people who are crossing over.
yeah, this is REL. This is regular REL, so there's no game losses. They're just restarting.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a game. It's a game loss if we're at a different REL.
Sure.
Oh yeah, these are some bad cards.
No, there's just a Sigil Starfish. What?
Acro and Jailer.
Tap.
All right, I have to imagine that Simon. I think Simon's favored.
Against Omnitel? I don't know.
Solitaire is pretty great.
Sure.
This is a matchup where Trinisphere will shine.
Nice.
I'd like to see Trinisphere do some work.
I would like to see it get tapped.
Man, I just love that interaction. It's just like,
It
yep,
is.
Giga draws it. Like, oh my god, Twiddle.
It is a really weird thing to have tacked onto a card.
Well, it's specifically it's a callback, right?
Yeah.
It's a reference to old what was called mono artifacts, right? From old from older sets, stuff like Winter Orb, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, not Winter Orb. It's not Winter Orb. Which one is it?
AC Manipulator?
No. Man, I can't remember. Well, I see what it taps. Dingus.
It's a combo with Trinisphere.
All right, Jonathan going Pluto Delta Ghost. Simon just going Turn 1 Utopia Sprawl. Naming either white or green. We'll see in a second. I like that he has the blue one in there just in case. Never naming blue. He named white. It's not Winter Orb. Howling Mine. That's the one. Thank you. If we look at Beta Howling Mine, no, it's a continuous artifact. Oh boy, a poly artifact. It's continuous. Just gonna keep going through the editions of Howling Mine. All right, we got a Brainstorm from Jonathan on his turn 2. Good old Utopia Sprawl. The card's great.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan putting back 2 cards, playing Misty Rainforest, and passing the turn back to Simon. So the way Simon has to interact with this is mostly solitary confinement, and some other business. I think solitary is his best card.
Likely. I don't know what could possibly come close to being...
You've seen a Pestermite tap down a Howling Mine during an upkeep? That's the wrong time to do it, man. You can tap it on you play your own Howling Mine,
Yeah.
and then you
You
main phase tap it.
So they don't... Yeah.
Alright, Jonathan going to 18 here. Simon's at 19. Let's see if Jonathan has a show and tell here.
Be pretty
Looks
good.
like he does. Simon's slamming down solitary confinement, of course. Alright, so what is... I think this is the usual, what does this do?
Yeah. You cannot kill me.
Well, unless he has 2 wishes, which I think he does.
So first wish gets a bounce.
First wish probably gets Fireman's Foresight?
Oh,
No, he has
sure.
Probe, which he can't... I think he has Probe, Force of Will. I think he has 2 wishes. I think first wish gets Cunning Wish, second wish gets Fireman's Foresight. kills him.
Wait, First Wish gets...
Excuse me, First Wish gets Wipe Away?
Yeah.
Or you can just get Eladamri's Call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just going to get Call, cast Call, and then
Yeah,
you just cast
Emrakul
Emrakul.
beats it, right?
Yep.
Because you can still attack them.
Oh, yeah. And that's game 1. That was quick.
Jeez.
Look, man, Omnitel still kills you. Just because Dig Through Time is gone doesn't mean the deck is dead.
Yeah, they can still just draw it.
You still just put Omniscience into play.
Yeah, Solitary doesn't beat Emrakul, but...
Solitaire does not beat Emrakul.
It
beats Release Dance.
I mean, I guess it could beat Emrakul if you have enough permanents to sacrifice, but maybe this matchup is rough. I guess Trinisphere coming in is going to help.
Trinisphere seems super good. Oh, looks like he's boarding out Solitaries, actually.
Okay, because, yeah, John's just going to go for Emrakul.
Emrakul's a better way to win.
Mhm.
He could leave in, Simon could leave in Elephant Grass to deal with that.
Okay.
City of Solitude seems great. Trinisphere seems great.
I mean, they still just pay them mana.
Oblivion Ring seems great. And not if you have multiple Elephant Grasses.
Yeah.
You can just board them all out. Enchantress runs Emrakul sometimes, is the answer.
I don't think Simon's version is.
No, he has one in his box of stuff he might play.
Yeah. His enchanting box.
Box O enchantments, I think,
Yeah,
is the
sorry.
official terms for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now he's figuring out where his sideboard is.
This matchup does not seem good for Enchantress.
No, it does not. I was gonna say he was favored, but I forgot about the whole just cast Emrakul.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty good against
Seems good.
doing very little. Trinisphere seems great. I don't know if Simon could ever win on the draw. Maybe this matchup's just truly terrible. Hard to say. It's really hard for me to gauge what the good matchups are for Enchantress and the bad matchups just because it's such a strange deck. Wow. CPT, you lost to Goblins? Jeez. Pile Driver with 9 power. I didn't think people still play Pile Driver in Goblins.
I don't know. Maybe like 1 or 2.
It's like pretty few, right? Like you don't. It's not. It used to be like a 4 but then people. It's like the worst one against spell removal.
Yeah, you need your guys to just be like more goblins.
Yeah, like the goblins that make other goblins are way better.
Yeah.
Like War Marshal's way better, right?
I assume.
War Marshal seems great,
It's pretty good. You need ways to...
especially with Skirk Prospector.
Yeah.
I love a Skirk Prospector. I'm playing 3 right now. Might go back to 4.
Get him.
Oh my God! You lost with Reanimator versus Goblins. That's
Ooh, that seems unlikely.
It is unlikely. Reanimator is, man. Sometimes I wonder how Reanimator loses, and then I watch how the deck draws sometimes,
Yeah.
and then I know how it loses. Elish Norn is literally unbeatable for Goblins. I guess that you need to have exactly Warren Weirding, not get countered, and also or Fairy Macabre. Fairy Macabre's another one.
Or a Caracas. If
Sure.
they even play it.
Sure, throw it in there. List of considerations.
You can-
Stink Scourger. Stink Scourger's another one.
You can Caracas to save your own Krenko.
Stink Scourger is the playable, is the
Okay.
Goblin Caracas. But yeah, Elish Norn is great against Goblins, I would say. Iona on red, also good against Goblins.
Seems okay. Unless they have Aether Vial.
Sting Scourger. Card's sweet. You had to choose between Grizzle and Iona when he has 4 creatures on the board already, and you chose Grizzlebrand and died. Oh, wow. That's awkward.
Sounds great.
Goblin seems like a deck you would enjoy playing, and I say that only because the deck is Aether Vial. Haven't
Oh,
you played
yeah.
every other Aether Vial deck?
Yes. If I had come into Legacy at an earlier point in time, I think I probably would have played Goblins.
Goblins was good when you were playing Legacy, right?
Did
Did you play when Mental Misstep was legal?
No.
Did you play like right after that?
Yes.
Goblins was good then.
It was okay.
Oh, it was definitely good. It crushed miracles.
Yeah, I was
Still
playing-
crushes
I
miracles.
think I was playing Merfolk then, or maybe I was playing Elves at that point. I forget. It was a long time ago. Also, I wasn't playing big Legacy tournaments. I was only playing locally, so it was harder to get a sense of the full metagame.
You don't ever get alerts via email when we come on? That's really weird, David. I'm gonna look into that. That's super weird, actually.
What?
If people aren't getting alerts when we go live, that's not good.
That's not good.
I want people to be alerted. That would be ideal here.
I guess the only thing I can think of is if you're following Wooberg and not following MTG CardMarket, but I assume that David is.
Yeah. Huh, that's really
bizarre.
weird. I'll double check and make sure that we're actually giving email notifications when we go
I
live.
know
But
that I get alerts.
if you're
Usually, at
you're
least.
following MTG CardMarket live, you should get an email notification as long as your settings allow it.
Yeah.
When we go live. Yeah, you have to. You also have to be set up to get alerts. Like I turned off my alerts, so I don't get alerts from any stream personally. All right, we'll see. I think both players are mulliganing at the moment.
Yeah.
See what they're mulliganing to. 4, 6. Yeah, just each going to 6 right here. Simon's hand's got lands and Enchantress Presence. I think it's a pretty non-interactive hand, though. Seems like a keep on the play. He's got
he needs
lands.
to see cards. Also, Omnitel on a mulligan, like it's pretty unlikely that they will have a fast kill, being a 3-card combo deck.
Yeah, it looks like Jonathan's mulliganing now. This is by the way the big loss of take through time. When your mulligans are going to be a lot worse, and you had to cut those dig through times for your deck for worse cards.
Sure.
And that's like a huge understatement, I think. Like you used to play cards like Dream Hall's End with the Infinite again.
Right.
And those are not powerful Magic cards.
They're not as powerful as Dig Through Time.
Also true. Simon bottoming his card. Looks like Jonathan kept his on top.
Turn 1, Miri's Guile. Go.
Get in there, Miri's
Go.
Guile. For those unaware, Miri's Guile is depending on how you think about it, the poor man's Sylvan Library, or the rich man's top.
Yeah, the rich man's.
Rich man's.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's like a top you don't have to pay mana. You only pay mana for once.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, Jonathan did keep Flusterstorm in his. I don't think Jonathan has played this matchup very much. Flusterstorm is exceptionally poor against Simon's deck. I don't think there is a single target.
You can counter replenish.
Okay, there is one target. I don't even know if Replenish is in his deck.
Probably not.
It's a card he tends to. I think you board out against opponents who aren't removal spelling you.
Right.
Ooh, there's a turn 2 Argothian Enchantress.
I think he also has a Banishing Light in his hand.
Oh, he does. Let's see if Jonathan Force of Wills this. I think you do.
7-0. I really like Mangara. 2 might be a little much.
I think 2 is too
I
bad.
certainly like 1.
1 seems great.
I used to play 2 Mangara. I mean,
I think there are better cards now.
I love the card. I really love it. And when it's good, it feels, oh god, it's great.
All right, Jonathan main phase brainstorming here, putting a couple back. He's got Omniscience, but he does not have Show and Tell at the moment. Mary's Guile. Let's see if Simon finds another land here. I know he's looking for a... Oh, he has Sarah Sanctum. I know he has the Enchantress's Presence in his hand, at least. Looks like he's... Ooh, Wild Growth is a great draw. So now I can go play Sarah Sanctum. Tap for 4 mana. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. And play Enchantress's Presence.
Seems good.
Jonathan gonna fetch.
See if he has a counter spell here.
I think he only has... If he has Spell Pierce, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, he pitched the Flusterstorm to Omnitel. I think he only has Brainstorm.
That's why you leave in Flusterstorm.
It is a blue card.
It's a blue card.
At worst, you can pitch it. Yeah, we got a Brainstorm in response, I believe. He did not find Force of Will or Show and Tell. I'm not a huge fan of this Brainstorm. I don't think you need to fight over this Presence. I think I'd rather just untap and get a main phase Brainstorm out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Jonathan draws. He's got Cunning Wish, Omniscience, Ponder, and I think a land. So leads on Ponder. None of those are Show and Tell.
No.
So I'd imagine they're all getting shuffled away. Dream Halls is one way to beat Banishing Light.
Yeah.
I will say that. Just costs more.
7-0. I would recommend a second Mirror Crusader. I was playing 2 Wingmare, 2 Crusader, 4 Flicker Wisp, and 1 Mangara as my 3 drops.
All right, Jonathan going to draw off of his Ponder after a shuffle. Wait, did he draw? It looks like... Wait, he hasn't... He has not drawn. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There's Cydia Traders. What's a Misty Rainforest and a pass. Miri's Guile.
Can Simon find an enchantment for this turn? Yep,
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
he's floating a white here. Utopia Sprawl. He draws off the trigger, and then
Does he have another Enchantress's Presence?
yes. Oh boy.
So he has a lot of mana, and he's about to draw another card.
Oh, and it's another Sprawl. Jeez.
Jeez.
2 triggers. Drawing a Guile and a Sylvan Library? Jeez. Yeah, this is pretty great.
As long as he doesn't just die, but he has Banishing Light, so he's kind of covered in that regard.
This is, by the way, when Solitary is best. I mean, Jonathan needs to draw... Now Jonathan he has a Wish. If he draws second Wish, then he can beat the Banishing Light.
Yeah.
Ooh, Solitary, though, it might be just good enough.
Is it, though?
I think so.
Oh, I guess it... Does Solitary protect your... No, it doesn't protect your other things in
No,
game.
no.
So how is Solitary
Sterl-
going to help?
I just... It's going to stop against...
Release
ooh.
the ants?
Yes. Like, normally the way you beat Banishing Light if you don't have 2 wishes is just releasing the ants.
Okay.
But that's not going to be possible anymore. Simon casting a Leyline of Sanctity.
Why not?
2 draws. We found another Sarah Sanctum. Oh boy. He's got a Miri's Guile. I've ordered a Massacre Worm? Oh my goodness.
Not cool.
Greg's not pleased. Oh boy. A lot of mana. He's got a million lands in
He
his
really
hand.
does.
Draw. He doesn't.
Here's a Flusterstorm target.
Yep. And Simon, does he have a Sylvan Library as his only other spell?
I think he has 0 enchantments in his graveyard.
He does. He has 1 Argothian Enchantress.
That's not an enchantment.
It's to play around Emrakul. So Wild Growth and another Enchantress's presence. And he's probably just going to go to end step at this point.
Yeah, he's done enough stuff this turn.
Yep, discarded his Wooded Foothills and passed. Jonathan making Simon's life easier, fetching a 17. Gotta hasten that clock. I don't know how Jonathan gets out of this. Probably has to draw Brainstorm into Wish and Show and Tell.
Okay.
And that should get him out of here. Simon's just going to draw a million cards next turn, though.
Yeah, and the combination of Solitary plus the Banishing Light in hand, it's a lot to overcome.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but Sylvan Library will not trigger.
Because you're not drawing a card?
No, because you skip your draw step.
Oh, God. Yeah, that seems right.
Yep, it doesn't trigger.
Alright. Miri's Guile.
Yeah, so he just Miri's Guiles and puts him back. Discards. Oh, that's how he stacked them.
Yeah. Not drawing for turn.
Yep. Yeah, he went Miri's Guile, Resolve Confinement, Miri's Guile. Alright.
Draw 2. 2 lands.
Oh, wonderful. Play a fetch land. Shuffle. I told Simon to play another land. He has thus far drawn all of them. He has drawn a very large number of lands.
It's a lot of land. Are you just trying to be clever? You take a deck and you add a land?
I like lands. I like not missing land drops.
Lands are good. He doesn't really have anything left to... He has an Enchantress's Presence.
I think he's just going to play that.
Yeah,
Presence, 2 triggers.
sure.
Draw Utopia Sprawl and Wild
Okay,
Growth.
alright. Now we're approaching the can't fail. This is draw 6.
Sterling. Yeah, that's what he was looking
Sterling
for.
Grove locks it up, I think.
Yeah, because he just wants to find...
Hexproof for his enchantments.
well, that's one thing. He has both Sterling Groves.
Sure. There are only 2 in the deck?
Sorry, he has 2 in his hand.
Okay.
Ooh, and he found Trinisphere.
That also helps.
I think he's just going to find... I think he's almost worried about decking himself at this point.
Maybe. This is pretty far gone for Jonathan, as long as Simon doesn't kill himself.
Draw 1, draw 2. I wonder if he'll sack one of the Sterling the first Sterling Grove in response to this last draw and just get Sigil. No. He just lets it happen. He has Caracas too. Jeez. Trinisphere.
Just put them all on the table. How about another
Trinisphere.
one? It's covering up a third Enchantress's presence. How does Simon win?
Good
How you
question.
gonna do that, Simon? Draw 3.
Ah, yes, the 3-mana Utopia Sprawl. Excellent sequencing.
Very, very good sequencing. Just to show that he could.
I think he has 2 more Sarah Signum in his hand. Yeah, he has to cast it so that he can. Is he gonna get Sigil here?
Yeah, he needs. to
No,
find it.
that's right. That will kill him
Jesus.
immediately.
Immediately.
Next, 2 turns.
Yeah. So this is with the another draw trigger on the stack. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he drew. And he has to draw 3 more from the actual Sacred Mesa.
Sure. Why not?
And now he's just gonna say go, and discard a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's true. Enchantress is very good at doing a bunch of things that make it appear like they're progressing.
Yeah. Maybe they'll win. You don't really know how. Could be anyway.
He made three Pegasus.
Pegasi.
Are you sure that's the pluralization?
No.
I don't think so. Just checking.
Are you sure?
Absolutely not. That's why I asked.
I'm not sure about anything anymore.
Jonathan's done here.
Yeah, I'd be done. I'd be done with this.
Watching my opponent draw that many cards is just demoralizing.
It doesn't feel good.
I think that's the main draw to playing Enchantress is making your opponent just basically sad sad and jealous.
Yeah, it's sort of like going off with elves, but the game lasts longer.
Yeah, when you go off with elves, they just die that turn.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, you don't get to have that crazy board for that long, though.
Yeah, I've done it. I've lost with a crazy board like that.
Yeah, and you just get wrathed or
Oh
something.
yeah, exactly that. Things are going great, and then it's like things are going great. You put 13 elves in play, and then they're just like Pyroclasm, or like Terminus or something stupid.
Yeah, something stupid.
It feels bad when you brick on that. I had that happen to me in St. Louis, where I bricked on a double glimpse.
Eee.
Just drew 6 straight lands.
Eee.
It happens. It happens sometimes. You can't always kill them. You try.
Alright, so Jonathan here, and the best thing he can do is just like have a bunch of wishes, I guess.
I think so. The card that Simon won with is this one right here.
Wrong.
Holy
art.
crap! What is that?
Incorrect. Mirage.
Commander version? Never seen that. Yeah, it's Sacred Mesa. Oh, by the way, note that the original is a Wild Pegasus token. They have since errated that. It's just a 1/1 white Pegasus creature token with flying.
It certainly looks pretty wild in the art.
Oh, Sacred Mesa is absolutely unbeatable in draft.
Yeah, it's Bitter Blossom. It's like super Bitter Blossom.
Yeah, I would say it's Super Bitter Blossom. It's
Or it's like Mastery the Unseen.
or Pack Rat.
Yeah.
It's basically it's closer to Mastery.
Pack Rat's probably better.
Yes, Pack Rat is better. I don't think Mastery is.
Agree.
It's cheaper. It's 2 mana.
Yeah.
2 mana to make a 1/1 flyer. That's great. It's like yeah. It's just excellent. Oh yes, thank you very much.
So with Sacred Mesa, you can put the sacrifice trigger on the stack and make a guy? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because it's the way it reads is at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Sacred Mesa unless you can sacrifice a Pegasus.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, trigger on the stack. Yeah, it's like you big too.
Okay.
Excited to play Jace Friend's Project this weekend.
It's burn and
Ugh.
burn and lands and all kinds of bullshit.
That's lovely.
Good testing.
Learned a lot. Looks like both players are trying to look at their 7s here. Sigil has kind of fallen out of favor. The problem with Sigil is that you can just deck yourself. I think Simon is still playing a Sigil, but Sacred Mesa is the best win condition when you're playing Humility.
Sure. They lose flying.
Rats.
Yeah.
Gives you something to do with your stupid amounts of mana.
Bye, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle. All right, Simon does have Trinisphere in his opener.
Sure.
Does he have Wild Growth also? He has Exploration.
Exploration.
Yeah, the Exploration is a card that you see every now and then in Enchantress decks. Jonathan going to start things off with a fetch, going to 19. Getting an island and Preordaining. Preordaining's a good Magic card, man.
You've said that multiple times
I
tonight.
just
You're
love
very
it.
high on this card.
Yeah, it's fine. I would only play like one or two.
You played in Storm.
Yeah, like one or two.
Those are very fancy Jaces that you were given.
Yep, they're staying in my deck box until I play them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played as many as 4, but as few as 1. As few as 0 in Storm. It's a good match card. Yeah, Doomlike Giant is sweet. Oh, man.
It's not cool.
All right, here's an exploration on turn 1, followed by an extra land. An extra land.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how Simon's going to beat this Force of Will, because he has to let this. He has to get this Trinisphere in play.
Yep. I mean, traditionally, Enchantress has been kind of soft to Force of Will. Just like, even against like fair decks, just like them countering your Enchantress effect. It's been like pretty potent in the past.
Yeah. Oh, he also had a Wild Growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty great opener for
It's
Simon.
a very good opener. The problem is just if he's not able to stick meaningful disruption fast enough, then he might just not be able to survive.
And he just might not be able to fight through counter magic.
Yeah.
Like, he has an Enchantress's presence. That's one of your best ways to fight through counter magic.
Yeah.
So, might be able to just play that next turn. Luminarch Ascension, I think, is not great. I think Luminarch Ascension taking too much time to get counters on it is
Yeah.
a real problem. Like, Sacred Mace is like Sacred Mace and Sigil, I think, are both superior Luminarch Ascensions. At least as far as Enchantress is concerned.
I don't pretend to be the expert on Enchantress.
I'm
but
just commenting on cards that I feel are weaker than the cards we've seen thus
sure.
far.
And Sacred Mace is certainly sweeter than all of the other options.
Yeah, just on art alone. Any card from Mirage should just be like your first choice.
Mirage is great. It's very sad that Phyrexian Dreadnought's not played more.
Yeah, Abrupt Decay kind of put a damper on that card,
It-
didn't it?
It certainly is worse.
I think Simon was hoping Jonathan didn't have the second land.
Yeah.
He's got Solitary. He's got Enchantress's Presence. All right, there's first land for turn. He's got
I'm
another
imagining
land.
He's gonna run out the Enchantress effect. Maybe not. Maybe he goes Trinisphere.
He
I
could
don't
be
know.
worried he's just gonna die.
Yeah.
But I think you.
If he's just gonna, if you're scared of dying, is he gonna play Solitary? Like,
I don't think
it doesn't seem
Solitary
to be
saves
set
you.
up. Yeah.
I mean, like, you're not beating a Force of Will anyways, right?
Yeah.
Although it looks like Jonathan's hand is missing a Show and Tell.
Sure.
Ooh, Simon, though, you definitely should play his extra land first, or else he's gonna get cheesed out basically by his Spell Pierce.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Slow rolling, of course. Let's see what he goes with. Presence. See if Jonathan decides to Force of Will this. He does.
Yeah.
Force of Will pitching what? He has a.
He could pitch another Force, but it looks like he's gonna pitch Ponder.
It's a pretty conservative play, I think.
Yeah, he's holding another Force.
It's an engine card, like stopping them from getting their engine online makes it a lot harder for them to fight through, keep up with what you're doing. Well, he does. He had the Spell Pierce on top. Spell Pierce is going to be basically dead at this point. Looks like Jonathan has Omniscience and Into the Infinite,
Yeah.
but not much else. He's
Yeah.
really just looking for Show and Tell. Man, take the time to be really good here.
It would be not bad. The power level of Legacy definitely dipped.
Oh yeah. I mean, it just sped up. It slowed down the format.
Yeah, it's great. Miracles got better.
All right. Here's a Leyline of Sanctity being hardcast. This is going to get Spell Pierced, I'd imagine. Or Jonathan just says Resolves. I don't even think you care. He could pierce it.
You might just be holding the Pierce as Force of Will, like backup or fodder.
Yeah, he could definitely just hold. I think holding Trinisphere is a pretty good idea here. Just to put it off Show and Tell.
Sure. Yeah, it's functioning sort of like a
Banishing Light.
light.
It's like a Banishing Light that can't get stifled.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trick Bound. Sorry, so for those unaware, the main way that you beat a Banishing Light is by Cunning Wishing for this card. And the reason you go for this card is because it's just an uncounterable version of Stifle. Just so good against since it's Divine Top. They can't activate it anymore.
Sure.
You ever done that before? Didn't think so. Neither have I. Alright, Preordained. Both bottom. We draw City of Traders, yeah. We're just all in on where is
Where is
Show and
my
Tell.
Show and Tell?
Presence off the top. Does Jonathan
Seems
force
good.
it? I think he does. Yep. I mean, that Pierce isn't getting better.
It's not.
Force isn't really getting better. That's one of Simon's best cards here. By the way, this is why Replenish is good.
Yep.
He's going to draw and pass. There's Sterling Grove. Is he going to cast Solitary here?
I think he was thinking about casting Trinosphere.
Again, I think you just wait to put it in off show and tell. Yeah, and Simon's going to just pass. Impulse. Ah, yes, the one of Impulse. Impulse seeing nothing. Man, Jonathan just cannot find it.
Those are not show and tell.
He found Ponder or Brainstorm. He took Ponder. I think I would have taken Brainstorm, personally.
Probably.
The difference is kind of minimal.
It looks like he wants to just cash it in right now, though.
Jonathan going to 15 here, all self-inflicted. Simon has not done a point of damage, shockingly. He has no creatures in his deck with power.
Yeah. Notably, Simon does carry around a Swan token in his deck box, anticipating getting songed against his enchantment deck.
The Siren Song. Jonathan seeing 3 cards, none of which have the name show and tell.
They do not.
Flooded Strand, Ponder, and Gitaxian Probe. I think you just shuffle. Like, the Ponder's kind of tempting. It's like, effectively way more looks next turn.
Yeah. Looks like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, played Flooded Strand and passed. So Sterling Grove getting cracked. I think it's getting another presence. The 3rd presence. And Sterling Grove, as powerful as it is its second ability is only the same as Enlightened Tutor. It doesn't put it in hand.
Leighton Tutor cannot choose artifacts.
Nope. Sad times. Jonathan drawing either Probe or Ponder, depending on which one he put on top. Yeah, he put in Ponder.
Ponder makes sense.
Do
you like cracking?
Yeah. He doesn't want the Probe.
Uh-huh.
Because he can only target himself with it.
Sure.
So I can see just not really needing that card right now. It's just, 0 mana draw a card.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't have Brainstorm, so the fetch isn't as valuable.
All right, Ponder sees...
There is show and tell.
There's show and tell. It took some time, but we got there eventually. I'd imagine he's just going to jam it now. Plays Trinosphere, plays City Traders or show and tell. Hey, Trinosphere!
How is this going to work?
The answer is it's not going to do anything this turn.
Well, it's going to stop Jonathan from doing anything this turn.
That's what I meant, yes.
Ooh.
So there's Solitary Trigger. I think we found just Argothian Enchantress this turn.
Costs 3, right?
Yes.
Jonathan going to pay 3 mana to cast Enter the Infinite. Simon going to lay down the land that was sitting in his hand to help pay for the second spell on the previous turn. But it also seems like Simon is dead.
What did he do? Oh, I'm assuming he went...
He paid 3, Enter the Infinite, pay 3, Emrakul. Is he going to deck himself?
No, he could just go to discard.
Oh, he has another Emrakul in his hand.
I think so.
But that's what Simon's going to make him prove, right?
Yes. He's leaving Leyline in play? No, you don't leave it Solitary. I think Leyline's just a better Solitary. Take 15. Fun fact, Sacred Mesa lets you chump him.
There's Emrakul. Oh, just cast another.
Yeah, you cast another one, discard. Yeah. And that's going to be it. Jonathan wins the match. Simon didn't really do much that game. Force of Will is really good against Simon's deck. That is one sort of downside to playing Enchantress, I think. I think Enter the Infinite only gives you no maximum hand size until end of turn. Yeah, until your next turn.
Sure. And we saw there, he just cast another Emrakul.
Yeah, I mean,
His legend rule.
Yeah, you cast the other Emrakul. The other one goes away.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go to your graveyard. You shuffle that in your whatever.
as it was meant to be played.
Yeah, it looks great. It was a good stream tonight.
Yeah, I had fun.
Some good matches. A lot of lackluster draws. I think we saw like a
Yeah.
few more sort of awkward draws on both players' parts today.
Also, kind of an odd smattering of decks. We saw a lot of
Yeah.
combo.
Yeah, today was a little heavier on combo than we have been in the past. Not very much fair.
Like, very commonly, we have a lot of fair decks.
Yeah, we usually have several Delver decks. We usually have several Nick Fit type decks.
Yeah.
Death and Taxes. There's like no
Or
Death
bug
decks tonight.
Yeah, there's no Death and Taxes. No Shardless Bug that we saw. One Bug Delver.
These are the trials and tribulations of having a local metagame, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be +1 Miracles.
Oh, finally, we need more
Coming for
miracles
you.
here.
There's no Miracles here.
You're gonna really feel salty when I crush you.
Yeah, probably.
In any case, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Had a good stream, good 4 rounds of Legacy action here. Just wanted to give a few shout-outs. Shout out to MTG CardMarket, our gracious hosts, sponsors. You see the logo right up there. We're working really hard to improve the stream. It's going to be a slow process, obviously, but we got some changes on the way, including a sweet banner
Yeah.
at some point. We're gonna.
Instead of this white wall,
That's not a wall. That's our bad banner.
it's our banner.
Yeah, it's our green screen. We green screened it so that it makes it look like we're just in the back room. But yeah, we got a lot of improvements coming towards it. Wanted to say go check out mtgcardmarket.com. There's a lot of original content on there by a smattering of very intelligent Magic writers.
Yeah, they're really pushing lately. They've
Yeah.
gotten a lot of writers.
It looks great. Everything's looking really good up there. There's going to be a lot of video content on the way. MTG Card Market obviously is to a fair number of GBs. They will not be in Indy this weekend. I believe they will be in. They might be in Seattle.
They're going to be in
They
Seattle.
will be in Seattle. They go to almost every Modern and Legacy Grand Prix.
Yep.
Is sort of been the rule. All the content's looking good. And I guess we'll also reiterate our stream schedule. Tuesdays.
Tuesdays 7:30 is draft.
Yep.
Wednesdays 7:30 is modern.
Mm-hmm.
Thursdays 7:30 legacy. All Central Time.
Yes.
And you can be reminded when we're going live if you hit the follow button.
Yes.
Which would be a great way to support the stream.
Click follow. Let us know. We're trying to rebuild our following right now. Once we switch stream titles, what was once about 2,000 is closer to around 300 right now. So please follow. Love to see that from you guys. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. Be sure to check us out. We post all these to YouTube if you want to watch old matches.
Yep.
So take a look there. While you can also rewatch VODs from about a month back on Twitch.
If anyone's going to be in Indianapolis this weekend as well for the Grand Prix, Phil and I will be in attendance trying to prove to ourselves that we are competent at this game.
We've been so bad. We're so bad.
Very, very bad.
Win one tournament and then just lose for a month. It's okay though. Come say hi. Let us know. Let us know what you think of the stream.
I didn't even win one. I came in third in one.
It was close though. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in, guys, and make sure.